Sunshine, yeah, moonlight, good times, again.
Welcome to the Blaming on the Boogie podcast. We just three brothers, all from the Boogie, here to talk to you about a little thing we call sports.
The Boogie.
Today,
It's always funny how he says it's a little something we call sports, like everybody else call it something else.
I don't care what they call it. We call it sport.
They call it pineapples.
Look at here. As we get into this show, do a quick little intro. They already know who we are, but we're gonna say it anyway.
Yeah, all 10 people that watch.
Yeah.
Tonight I have with me Dorian, the Almighty, the Wonder Mouse Brown from Richmond, California. Antoine DWOZE Williams from Florissant, Missouri.
Woo!
And of course, you got me, Rod D, right here in the Detroit, Michigan. Before we start, we want you to go ahead and press that like button, press that subscribe button, press that follow button, and as always, send dudes the money. And y'all can keep us on the air for a little bit longer. Although,
Yeah,
gonna be on there anyway.
All 10 of y'all send us $10.
We gonna be
$10.
If they send us $10
buy
every
a box of
time
rice.
we go on air, hey,
Hey,
we can get a couple of rounds here, man.
Can we get a box of
Right.
rice and some shrimp
Like-
St. Paul with that?
plain fried.
Calvin favorite.
Why they have to call his rice out, his plain fried rice out so loud?
Plain
With a smile. And he was
Right,
smiling.
They's like special fried, pork fried, beef fried, plain fried.
Here's the loudest.
Calvin had to take the walk of shame up there to get his plain fried rice.
Why, Lord, why?
And we so bad we ain't even give him 50 cents so he can get
So he can
so he
get
can get
chicken,
so he
man.
can get some shrimp.
I don't know. I think at that time, I think we was all kind of hurting in the pockets.
Right. What was a box of rice? $1.25?
Dog,
box of rice?
$1.35 for pork fried rice.
Pork
Pork fried rice,
$1.35.
$1.35.
Yeah, $1.50 was special fried, wasn't it? Or
Special
like
fried,
$1.75 or something like
You had
that.
to have a lot of money to get that.
Yeah.
Or you get a
You got
St.
that-
Paul.
that's You had to have a Burger King money in order to go get the special fried.
Man. Get
So
a St. Paul. I remember I said something to Tara about a St. Paul. She was like, "What is that?"
don't nobody know what a St. Paul is, man.
They don't understand.
They don't know what a St. Paul is.
But
Hey,
anyway.
that thing's good though.
Tara
But,
probably thought you
hey.
were talking about Minnesota.
Man. She's like, I ain't never heard of that.
St. Paul.
What kind of Chinese food is that?
Mm-hmm.
So you would understand.
Right.
Hey, our new
Had to be
format. All we do is get on and we start talking.
Get on and get it on.
We don't script nothing. We're not even coming up with the topics. We're gonna just talk about what's on top of our head. We just gonna go from there.
Well, I won't
Uh,
necessarily say it's on the top off the top because I got some stuff written down.
Oh, so see, so D is admitting that he cheats, but it's all good.
No,
Yeah, we
It's
coming
not
from the top
all
of
good.
the dome.
no, it's the whole idea was is that instead of having an hour production meeting where we end up into the discussions, well, let's just get on and talk about the stuff that we had already designated that we wanted to talk about. That was the original idea, was for us to just come with some topics and then we talk about it. So
Let's
I
talk
wrote
about
them
you
down.
not giving that baby some popcorn.
exactly.
Man, she got popcorn. She was just fussing because she wanted it right
tonight
there.
is Dorian Bad Daddy night. He won't give
She
my
didn't-
baby no popcorn.
He is
didn't
officially
understand
the fun snatcher.
that. She didn't realize that mommy had all the popcorn and mommy was upstairs. She was going to the microwave, pointing at the microwave. It's like, no, it's mommy got it. She didn't get that. So-
So not
So I
only
got-
is he holding
I got
off
fussed
the
at.
popcorn, he ain't even teaching the baby stuff, man. Look at him.
So
He's
I got
horrible.
I got fussed at. So
He's just horrible. Tonight, while we go through our episode tonight, we got a game on. We got Boston and Indiana
Yes.
in the Eastern Conference Finals. Boston beat Cleveland since last we talked, and unfortunately, my Knicks just ran out of bodies. Man, everybody got hurt.
Yeah, what happened to the Knicks?
Everybody got hurt, man. Everybody got hurt. When Brunson broke his hand in the third quarter,
they won. Oh,
it was over.
We lost.
Yeah, we lost, man. We lost. But hey, check this out. Y'all go to TikTok.
But it was game 7.
Go to TikTok and look for From the Boogie and listen to my rap.
You're old. Rodney sang a song special dedication to the
special dedication to the losers.
Man, I won't say we lost.
So you certainly can't play We Are the Champions.
So here's the thing. So
did you say Whitney Houston? Whitney Houston? Didn't we almost have it all?
How can you say you didn't lose when you didn't have as many points as the other team?
And
ain't that the whole point of the game?
But here's the thing. I won't say we ran out of time. We didn't lose.
The world's tiniest violin.
They just chose not to go to the next round. D.
We ran out of play. We didn't have enough players to go to the second round, so we went ahead and let Indiana play. I mean, we just being nice, man. Come on, y'all stop hating, man. Just stop hating.
That's what we need to get in the what's the name? Little violins playing for Rodney.
But I guess my best
wasn't good enough. Cause here we are back where we were before.
For 50 years.
Seems nothing ever changes.
Cancun.
So, dude, your boys was up by 14 points. Now they're going into the. Ooh, it just took 5 steps.
Who? That had to be Halliburton.
Wow. No, it was Siakam.
They get 5
steps. Took 5 steps to the goal, man.
You're authorized 5 steps now.
Wow, that's a new one, man. That's a new one. But if they gonna
at least even on the Knicks loss, at least we got game 7s, and at least the Timberwolves Nuggets game 7 was a good game.
Yeah, because the Knicks game 7 was horrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. They got whooped from beginning to end.
Yeah, it was. I mean, bro, so at the end of the day, man, the brothers was just tired, man. Although
y'all getting Randall back next year, though.
We are getting Randall back, and now whether or not he stay there, that's a different story.
Now he getting rid of Randall, D.
No. I want to keep Randall. I want to run the whole team back exactly like we are right now. Everybody, all 50. Well, not 15 players because the last 4 players on the team, they just.
What you need him for? Tibbs ain't gonna play him anyway.
Exactly. He didn't even want to play Burks.
Right.
No,
he didn't want to play the 8th man.
Not playing Burks was warranted because Burks came over from the Pistons shooting 18%, man. He just couldn't play him.
He just had a shooting slump. That's all.
For 2 months, man. He had a 2 month shooting slump.
You know, right? But I guess this comes from the same person that when you miss your first 3, he takes you out of the game.
He takes you out of the game on the game, right?
But I guess after 2 months, he got a chance to practice. He got his confidence back because once he got in game 3, he was balling 3 through 7. He was balling. He was like, the third best scorer we had because DiVincenzo, man, LaDante was balling, especially that last game.
Mm-hmm.
That last game, man, when he had 39 points. He was just
pulled an ab muscle. Or what did he strain the ab?
Yeah, bro, everybody was hurt, man. Everybody was hurt.
That's because every last one of their body parts is woe out. Because Tibbs don't get nobody no rest. Man, bro, I honestly did not really truly realize what everybody was talking about until you see it. Until I watched because you don't get a chance to see the Knicks all year. But seeing them in the playoffs, man, can you imagine if we had to deal with Rodney watching every Knicks game all year? But anyway,
I don't know about y'all.
But because you don't get to see them, you only see them on prime time or whatever. You don't really think about it. But having to watch them, every game, every playoff game, it's like, dude, they don't get a rest. They are worn out.
All right, so now, mind you, Tibbs get on my nerves. However, in the playoffs, you really couldn't blame him for what he was doing because, again, He did.
Oh, you didn't have anybody.
We didn't have Randall. We didn't have Robinson for the second round. We didn't have what's his name? Played one game and got hurt. Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich was hurt. You had so only players he really had was the 5 starters and 3 bench players. That's really all he had. So and then Hart. The only ones that came out was Brunson would come out for a few minutes. DiVincenzo would come out for a few minutes, and then he rotated when we had 2 bigs, and that was Hartenstein and Achua. Those are the only bigs we had. Sims, man.
Josh Hart was so tired.
Yeah, he was.
Nah,
he was a warrior.
I can blame Hart's injury on Tibbs. That was definitely overuse. And even OG.
And plus, OG Hart was playing power forward too, wasn't he?
He's 6'4" playing power forward, man. He
did a great job.
He had.
He did a great job.
He was averaging 14 rebounds a game, man.
Mm-hmm.
He was balling. So I mean, they gave again. I can't. As much as it hurts that they're out of the playoffs. I mean, bro, I got mad respect for them boys, man. I got mad respect for them boys because they gave everything. They did what you want every team to do, and that's play their hearts out, give everything on the court. Boston don't do that, man. Boston take long periods off.
Oh yeah,
because, and the thing is, Boston is so good. They just think, okay, well,
they're so talented.
Even we take a little rest right now, we're gonna win the game at the end. Game 1 that they actually wound up winning. They should have lost. Indiana gave that game away. But they just thought that, hey, we can turn it on at any moment now and win this game. And due to some very questionable calls, play calls by Indiana, they.
I thought you were going to say calls by the ref.
It had nothing to do with the refs, man.
Yeah.
It was
crazy turnovers too.
It was some bad turnovers. Halliburton, man. And so Dorian has this thing about Donovan Mitchell. Dorian doesn't think Donovan Mitchell is a 1. Right, dudes? What's your thought on that?
You mean a number 1 option?
He's a number 1. He's your go-to guy at the end of games. He's the guy that you should go to.
Well, I think he's proven that he can be, but you have to have the right pieces around him. For some reason, he and Garland don't seem to fit. I don't know why, because both of them are pretty good players. But I mean, I think Mitchell's, he plays great as a
So go ahead, D. Explain your thought, D.
Okay.
Behind that statement.
I don't have to. I won't explain my thought. I'll ask you the same question.
Okay.
That I asked Rodney.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the game, when Donovan Mitchell has the ball, how much confidence do you have that he's going to score or that he's going to do what's necessary? I guess
make the right play. It's called make the right play.
Now, I think he could. I have a lot of confidence that he's going to score. Now, if you say make the right play, now that's another story.
Well, I guess my thing is that if you're a Cleveland fan,
mm-hmm.
and then even watching the game, when Donovan Mitchell gets the ball at the end of the game, I'm not necessarily saying to myself, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not thinking that. I can think of, I thought of 10, 11 different players
mm-hmm.
that I would give the ball to before I would give it to Donovan Mitchell. If I had my choice of who would be my number 1 options, I could think of a whole number of players other than Donovan Mitchell. Now, again, I'm not saying that Donovan Mitchell is not a good player.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is that he hasn't proven himself to be that number 1 guy. But at the same time, I love him as a player. Like, I think if the Lakers had Donovan Mitchell, it would be over.
Yeah, I just think, like I said,
But
I think he could be a number one player. I believe the number two player has to be stronger, and the number three player has to be stronger. But I think as a scorer, I'm pretty confident in him because he can always get his shot off. He did great when he was in Utah, but it's just the other pieces around him weren't up to par.
oh no,
And with Cleveland, like I said, Cleveland has talented players, but they just don't fit. Kind of like
yeah,
we've said with Westbrook and the Lakers in that situation. All of them were talented, but they just didn't fit.
yeah. Again, like I said, I just don't. For me, I can think of a number of people that I would take, that I would want to have the ball in their hands at the end of the game, or
But since
somebody
we
that
right here. I guess, can you name some?
I take Luka, I take Kyrie, I take Joker, I take LeBron.
Nope.
I take Steph. So again, it's a KD, Booker. It's a number of players that when they get the ball at the end of the game, I feel like they are going to make the play that's necessary, whether score, whatever it is. I just feel like when they get the ball, I'm confident in what the outcome of the game is going to be. That it's going to be a positive outcome. For Donovan Mitchell, I just don't feel that way. I think oftentimes in the clutch, I think he takes bad shots. I think oftentimes in the clutch, he doesn't make the right play. He turnovers. For me, it's just, again, I don't want to act like I don't like Donovan Mitchell or that I wouldn't want Donovan Mitchell on my team. I'm not saying that, but if he was, I feel like I need another number one option if I'm really trying to move forward in the playoffs. If I'm really trying, I don't feel like Donovan
You
Mitchell.
would pay him as a number one.
Well the
Would
way
you pay
the
him as a number one?
NBA contracts work now with with these max contracts, yeah, he get max money. I give him max money, but I need another max money player. I need another player that I feel like, okay, yeah, I got this dude. Again, I ain't, as we say, I ain't kicking Donovan Mitchell off the team at all. Matter of fact, I'm trying to trade to get Donovan Mitchell. But if I'm trading to get Donovan Mitchell, I already have one of those other players that I said. I already got a LeBron. I already got a Joker. I already got a Luka. I already got a Kyrie. I already have a Booker. I already have a Kevin Durant. And then I got Donovan Mitchell.
I know a team that should have traded for Donovan Mitchell.
The Knicks.
But you know what? So here's I would love to have Donovan Mitchell on the team. Again, we're talking about the Knicks again. I would love to have Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks.
Was the guy that they refused to part with?
Man, freaking
He only want to say his name.
I'm trying to remember the boy name. He played for the Pistons now. That's how bad he is.
Well, we would take Mitchell, but we don't want to part with this guy.
You
can't even think his name, D. Look.
I can't even think his name, man. Hold up. Now I'm mad now. I don't know the dude's name.
He's stumped. He's stumped on the Knicks.
Was it Quentin somebody?
It's Quentin Grimes.
Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, I gotta say he complained about the guy for a whole year. Now he can't think of his name.
Quentin Grimes, man. They would not part with Quentin Grimes. And then you gave him away for a box of donuts and a Twinkie. So man, had Donovan Mitchell been on the Knicks. So here's the thing.
But if Donovan Mitchell's on the Knicks, do you go get Brunson?
Well, they already had Brunson.
Yeah, they
already had Brunson.
Yeah,
and that was yeah.
Did they? I thought the whole Donovan Mitchell going to New York thing was before Brunson.
There was
Now, I don't think they didn't have DiVincenzo yet though.
Yeah, they didn't have Devo.
Yeah.
He Devo now. Look, he gave him a whole new nickname.
Got little
that's
pet
what they
names
call
for him.
He got right.
See, in New York, Florida, that's what we,
right.
In New York,
until
that's
he
what
leaves.
We call him, baby.
Until he leaves.
We call him Devo. We
Yeah,
call him Devo.
Because I hadn't heard that nickname.
We call him Devo, man. But
that was Shorty and Naughty, them dog. Devo.
The the thing about the team now. Well, first off, I think Mitchell can play on any team in the league. And
I agree.
To me,
I totally agree.
He'll be, if not one, he'll be the 1A or 1B, either one. He's that good. That's just my opinion. However,
I agree.
On the Knicks, and this is the same reason it doesn't work with Cleveland, because Mitchell has to have the ball in his hand to operate, and so does Garland, Darius Garland.
Mm-hmm.
They both have to have the ball in their hand. That's why Garland said, his representative said, if you re-sign Mitchell, then I won't out, because they don't mesh right.
Yeah, they don't mesh.
And it's not like Luka and Kyrie. You know, they can go back and forth. They can go back and forth, right? But with Garland, in order for Garland to be effective, he has to have the ball in his hand. He's a good shooter, but that's not like his
forte.
That's not the thing that you want him to do all the time, just sit in the corner and shoot. You want him to be, because he's a great passer. I mean, Garland can average 10 assists.
But Garland is a
three-point
shooter, but he's not a spot up shooter. He's more
exactly. He's an off the dribble 3-point shooter with the ball coming around the pick. You know, that kind of shooter. He's not I'm gonna stand there and just throw me the ball and let me shoot type person. And that's what you had him doing. He goes to the corner. He just waits for the ball, wait for Mitchell to pass on the ball, and that's stunting his game, because Garland he made the All-Star game 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was an All-Star 2 years ago. But again, that's why, and bringing Mitchell to the Knicks, Mitchell and Brunson, I'm not a big fan of that combination.
Yeah, I don't think that would have worked either.
As much as I would love to have Mitchell on the team, I would prefer a
Depot,
nice.
What do you call him?
No, I need a 4. I need another 4, because I really love. Let's go. Matter of fact, Kevin Garnett said the same thing.
He put up the other banner.
Y'all don't want to talk about it, man. Y'all don't want to talk about
Knicks again.
Y'all don't want to talk about it. But instead of going after Donovan Mitchell, I need to go after a stretch 4 that can work in conjunction with what we already had. Because we had no size whatsoever.
Brunson was the only low post scoring y'all had.
Brunson was he was our low post scorer. But that's what
Randall once Randall got hurt.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said. That's why I want to run it back. Because with Randall on this team, as much as I want to fuss about him and choke him when he just hold the ball, I'm hoping he sees how this team developed and the mindset they have right now, and come in and say, "Hey, look, I want to play the same way. Let's win." But if he come in and he want to hold the ball and just dribble it for 20 seconds like he used to, he got to go. He the first one I need gone. And we need somebody that can stand out there and shoot the 3 and then get down there and get a rebound. Someone like this dude that's playing right now, number 43 for Indiana, Pascal Siakam.
Right.
So, dudes, your boys, man. I don't understand why they just keep letting them just hang around. Oh, good shot. Anyway, the dude's left us. He's so mad. He's so mad. But back to is Donovan a number 1? Like dude said, D. Let's start naming who you think are truly number 1 options.
I just did. I already did that.
You gave me like 3, 4 of them, man. Let's go.
I didn't. I gave like 6 of them. I said Luka, Kyrie, Joker, Booker, Kevin Durant. I named several of them that I would take before Donovan Mitchell.
I mean, you picked Luka, who's going to be a Hall of Famer. As much as I hate putting people in the Hall of Fame after 3 years, but if he continues what he's doing, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. You got Joker, who, if he retired right now, was being a Hall of Fame. KD, Hall of Famer. So I mean, you're talking about Steph, Hall of Famer, and LeBron.
That's my point, Rodney. That's my entire point. Is that if I don't see Donovan Mitchell on the same level as those players that I just named,
So
who are number
if we
one
were,
options, on their team. So my point is that for me, he's not somebody. If you gave me the choice between Donovan Mitchell and one of the people that I named, I'm taking those other people. Now, if you gave me Donovan Mitchell and Tyrese Halliburton, I'm taking Donovan Mitchell. If you gave me, you gave me between Donovan Mitchell and Paolo Banchero, I'm taking Donovan Mitchell. If
I don't know,
that
man.
kind of
Paolo,
thing.
man. Paolo was my
No,
favorite player.
but I'm taking
I
Donovan
got you.
Mitchell. But when I'm thinking about elite players, he's not he's not the first name that comes to my head that I say to myself, okay, if I got the game, at the game on the line, I can think of a number of double digits, as I just did, of other players that I would choose before I chose Donovan Mitchell. Again, it doesn't mean that he's not a great player. Again, he could be my 1B. He's not my 1A.
I mean, I can respect your opinion. I just,
if he had maybe the right pieces around him, but it's one of those situations where he's like an odd fit. He's a real good player, but he's an odd fit, kind of like I mean, he's not on Allen Iverson's level, but I'm saying kind of like that situation where you had a shooting guard and a point guard's body. That was going to take a high volume of shots that you had to get guys around him that didn't necessarily need the ball, or and that could cover for him on defense. And so it's a situation like that. You just have to have the perfect team around him. So, like D said, it'll be easy to choose somebody else.
Right. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I don't see him as a number one option like that.
So we have this question. Well, I guess the only one that I really have a problem with is you said Booker is a one, because I think Mitchell is a better player than Booker.
Yeah, I do. I think I do too. I was thinking the same thing. I think they are about on the same level. But yeah, I think because I think Mitchell's a better driver than Booker, but both of them are great outside shooters.
Yeah, I think that's probably like my only problem with your list.
Yeah,
is Devin. But again, and I'm not saying that I take Devin Booker any day also.
But then
both of them get you 60, 70 too. So.
Yeah.
Right. I also look at it too. For me, I think for me, I saw Book, with the Suns, with Chris Paul, have an opportunity to go to the finals. And Donovan Mitchell ain't been that far. So that's kind of another one of those things that says to me, I mean, if you want to count the bubble.
Oh yeah.
Are we counting the bubble?
But it's mostly because of the teams he's been on. Utah.
Exactly.
They never had such a good team, and
then with Mitchell until he got to Cleveland, he never had another player on his team that could possibly be that number one. And then for whatever reason, that's why another topic we're gonna talk about, Bernie Bickerstaff, the way he was using Darius Garland. That's why Garland regressed. Because
we're saying that his teams didn't have as much talent. That Cleveland team has a lot of talent, but like I said, they just don't fit.
They got a lot of players that do the same thing.
Yeah, they have enough talent, Then
a lot of players that do the same thing.
Jared Allen was injured as well, so we have to.
But was he? That's another topic. Was he injured? Because Cavs, they pissed. They said he could have played.
Well, I mean, to me, he hasn't given us reason to believe that he's a Ben Simmons, that he just doesn't want to play. He's always played. So I mean, we give him the benefit of the doubt, kind of like we did with Kawhi when he first had his injury, whatever. You give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, if this turns out to be a thing that happens consistently, then we have to look at him kind of sideways. But if a man says hurt, I don't think we can do is go at his word, unless he's Ben Simmons.
No, don't nobody believe Ben Simmons when he talked.
Yeah, then when they said they were going to stop his money, he said he had a mental issue.
Right.
Let's go to the topic of NBA coaches. Right. What about them? Right now, the Lakers are in the search for a coach.
Oh,
dudes, me and Dorian was talking about this earlier. And right now, the leader in the clubhouse is JJ Redick. Right.
Well, at least that was the report that I heard.
That's the reports. Yeah. That's the reports that JJ Redick is the leader in the clubhouse.
Mm-hmm. That's everything.
So
only thing I've heard too.
I'm gonna ask you: do you have a problem? Would you have a problem if JJ Redick got this Lakers job?
I mean, I would have a problem. I think JJ Redick would have a problem if he got the job. I would be fine, but I think JJ Redick would have a problem. I don't think, like I said, I mean, it seems like he'll be another like a figurehead or a yes man to LeBron. Seeing now that they're podcast partners or whatever, and I like JJ Redick. I like him on ESPN. I like him with the Clippers because I used to like the Clippers as well. But
dudes like everybody.
Well, not everybody.
Except the Knicks.
I gotta say the Knicks, the Cowboys in particular. I don't. But yeah, I mean, personally, I would like a Sam Cassell. Because
that's what we were talking about.
He's been in the waiting in the wings for a long time. Why
won't anybody? I wonder what the scuttlebutt is as to why Sam Cassell, as Rodney said when we were talking the other day, that Sam Cassell can't even get an interview.
Yeah,
it's like what is it? What is the scuttlebutt? I'd like to know the scuttlebutt
and
about
the players
Sam
love
Cassell.
him. All the players love him.
That's the thing. The players love him. Even the coaches that he coached for.
All them love him. They think he do a great job. He does a great job.
But he just cannot get. Again, he can't even get an interview. He can't even get in front of the owners.
Exactly. But so now you got all these new guys just passing right by.
And that's pretty much what my issue is with JJ Redick. It's not. I like JJ Redick. I like him as an announcer. I like when he come on ESPN and do his commentating. I really like JJ Redick. I don't like the fact that he went to Duke, but that's another subject.
The Dukies.
But
yeah, like is it like a situation like Steve Nash where you just automatically get cut to the front of the line?
You just, and that's the part that you get to jump. He gets to jump in front of the line. That's what I was telling D. I'm going back to when our former host, man. Bro, what are brothers? Brothers can't do that. Brothers don't get to jump in front of the line.
Yeah, what about Patrick and those guys?
Man, Pat was in the league for like 10 years and had to go to college because he couldn't even get an interview.
Yeah. Now I don't think Patrick could be a great coach for that team, but I'm saying, just getting the opportunity. Getting opportunities,
Yeah, that's the thing. Is opportunities. And I like, again, but see, at the same time, though, okay. Yeah, JJ has a great podcast and JJ is good on TV. But what about that makes JJ a good coach?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what has he actually coached except as he has admitted his sons?
Yeah, he coaches his are they junior high school or high school?
I don't even know if they junior high school.
Well, I coached AAU. Why can't I get a shot?
Dude, you want to Laker job?
Hey, I coached middle. I coached.
The guy on Friday say no.
I was assistant coach for A.M. Jackson Middle School. We went to state.
So D, do you want the Laker job?
No.
Hey, give it to me, man.
Something.
$5 million. Yeah.
Something
right.
I was watching.
You would bench LeBron. No, you can't get it.
LeBron, bro, I would cut LeBron.
See, that's why you won't. That's why you won't be considered.
That's why you'll never sniff the Lakers job.
I would cut LeBron.
They won't even let you near the courtside seats. You too close.
Take it. I can afford courtside seats in the I'm about to say the Forum.
Got a little age on you,
I'm 2 stadiums and 5 names later.
What courtside seats can any of us afford? To who?
Exactly. That's
Unless
why you all need to send us the money. That's why they need to send us the money. We can't
afford the courtside seats to the WNBA right now, man. They super high. But
the Caitlyn effect, we'll talk about
the Caitlyn effect. The Caitlyn effect.
We'll talk about that too. We'll get to that.
So not only do you have the Lakers looking for a coach, today Cleveland let go of their coach, Bernie Bickerstaff, right? And also this is the funniest thing, the craziest thing that's being reported as a possibility. But today it looks as though that when Woj announced it, so we're gonna say it's the gospel. But it looks as though Trajan Langdon is going to be the new president of basketball operations for the Detroit Pistons, right? Well, hold on, that ain't the funny part, dudes.
I don't follow the front office enough to know if that's good or bad.
Yeah,
he coming from the New Orleans Pelicans, right?
Okay.
So I mean, it's not like. Yeah, they're not a great one. And I would have much preferred. They were trying to go after Conley from Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Was his name Conley?
Tim Conley.
Yeah, Conley. From Minnesota, but they couldn't interview him until after Minnesota's out of the playoffs. Yeah, and then even at that point, they weren't even sure if he would even entertain the thought of leaving. So it's more the bird in the hand type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they interviewed Langdon. They liked Langdon. He was one of many candidates.
He's a dookie, by the way.
It looks as though that's another knock against him. But it looks as though they're gonna hire him. But the here's the funny part, dudes. It's being reported that the Pistons may go ahead and let go of Monty Williams. Yeah.
What?
And suck up the $60 million that they still owe him for the next 4 years.
This reminds me of Monty Williams. This whole situation at this point now, it reminds me of that old Bill Cosby joke when he talked about, and my wife sent me to my room, which is where I wanted to be in the first place.
Exactly.
So Monty Williams
is $60 million richer though.
Is $60 million richer, and he gonna be somewhere where he wanted to be in the first place, not with the Pistons.
So Phoenix, they're loving this. They're loving the decision by the Pistons because
they're gonna try to get him back.
No. Phoenix had to pay him like $15 million just to sit on the sidelines, and they were doing it because they wanted to let him go. But the Pistons came in and gave him this contract, so they paid him the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, not only did they pay him the money that Phoenix was supposed to pay him, now they still owe him another $60 million. It's 4 years, and again. That's just being reported.
Monty Williams is the Kirk Cousins of the coaching.
Yes,
of the coaching profession.
Making money, ain't won nothing, ain't done jack.
He's Kirk Cousins of the NBA coaching.
But so then the question then becomes, dudes, this is for you. Which head coaching job would you prefer? The Pistons or the Lakers?
Or Cleveland?
Oh my gosh.
Or Cleveland?
At this point, it would have to be Cleveland.
It'd have to be Cleveland, man. It had to be Cleveland.
It would have to be Cleveland.
Cleveland got Cleveland got a better chance, but LA got the better weather.
Oh yeah, I mean, LA would be nice for some other reasons, but also if you want to have a stress attack or some problems with stress, then
But
yeah, that'd be
so
LA.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Well, I don't foresee Detroit firing another coach after 1 year. The Lakers
Nah, I don't
may.
either.
Man,
So
bro,
you can get a contract in LA and they'll fire you after a year. You just go sit on the beach for the rest of the contract, getting paid.
bro, the way this stuff is going, they liable to fire anybody after a year. It just amazes me, man, how okay. Now, again, I understand the business. And I understand the whole idea of, well, these teams ain't loyal, they'll cut you and so on and so forth. I get all that. But I truly do not understand why these teams hire a coach and then a year later they get rid of him. You didn't give anybody a chance, man. You saddled them with something. They came in with something that was already awful. That's why you fired the last dude.
Mm-hmm.
And you bring me into this. And
To
now
to make your junk work.
Right. You know, and so because I can't turn this in this, I can't turn this shit into
water
gold.
into wine.
Right. I can't turn this shit into gold. You know, the first year, now all of a sudden, you know, I'm fired, you know. And it's like, come on, man. Look what you gave me to work with. You know, Bickerstaff been doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of where the team started when he took over and what he's been doing since then, so why not give him a chance to win? What literally is it that now all of a sudden he's no longer the coach, even though he's got better just about every year? I don't know. I don't get it.
I agree with you, except in the case of Monty Williams, because Monty Williams he did not want to coach at all.
He didn't want to coach.
Right.
He didn't want to come there.
Right. So he's a wash. He's a wash. It's no reason to even talk about Monty Williams because he wasn't trying.
But in the case of Bernie Bickerstaff, I saw he had a 512 win percentage in the 4 years that he was there. Went to the playoffs the last 2 years. And the first year they got put out by the Knicks in the first round. The second year they lost to Boston in the second round. So you showed progress. And you also had your starting center injured during the whole playoffs. So for the only reason that would make sense to me as to why they got rid of Bernie was because it may have been some dissension or whatever in the front office between him and the front office people, because as far as I knew, the players liked him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they every time I read about the players, they gave the coach a whole lot of credit. So it had to be some issues with the front office or whatever. But at the same time, now you got to look for a head coach. Who you going to get?
Yeah.
So
let's see.
You gonna Gilbert
Arenas? Gilbert Arenas? Hell, he got a great podcast. Why not hire him?
Yeah.
His horrible takes.
Right. His takes. But you got
all of them. It ain't just.
But
him.
see, he can't do it because he not white though, D.
Everybody put their personal opinion.
You got to be white with a podcast.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That white with a podcast in order to get a coaching job, right?
But that's how you go from no experience to head coach,
right?
So,
but anyway,
next thing we're gonna talk about what you got, D.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking it up, but I was also looking to me something to eat. So so
you trying to order some food, man.
Sticking with the NBA, man, bro, I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too.
So sticking with the NBA, but it's a segue into something else.
Okay.
So going back to this idea here of conflict television. Okay, so and these and speaking of these podcasts that we just talking about that seem to be producing all of a sudden now they're gonna start producing NBA.
Everybody want to be like
coaches.
us, man. Everybody want to be like us.
But so
Yeah.
now what has started to happen is now you have the personalities on networks addressing things that were said by other people in
In a
podcasts on their
podcast.
network,
Mhm.
or
That's
addressing other people from other networks about the things that they say in their show and so on and so forth. And it's like, okay, now we've got to this point where it's just now conflict sells.
Yep.
This whole thing now, Stephen A. and Draymond now then
Draymond.
got into it because of something
Mm-hmm.
that Draymond said about Stephen A. on Shaq's podcast.
Mm-hmm. Or Shaq and Shannon Sharp and
Or Shaq,
Mhm.
you got Shaq going after Shannon Sharp, and then of course, but what's the thing though? Shannon Sharp is on ESPN, Shaq is on TNT. Draymond does TNT. Stephen A. is on ESPN, and it's just all of this. It's all of this personal stuff that's now coming out. The thing about it is it the reason, and I guess that's the reason that kind of makes some of these podcasts real interesting, is kind of finding out some of the stuff that happened behind the scenes and so on and so forth. But that's what makes it interesting, is finding out later what was happening behind the scenes. Now you can just open the curtain and just see everything that's going on behind the scenes already. And it's right. And it's just starting to get to the point that it's just starting to get nauseating, that all y'all want to do is argue with one another, and everybody want to take stuff personally. And I can't even criticize the way you play basketball or criticize the way you play on the basketball court before you coming at me talking about don't let my name come out your mouth. Dude, I'm a sportscaster. I'm an announcer. You play sports. I'm talking about what's going on the court. So it's just starting to get to the point where it's just like, come on, man. Yeah, is conflict all that y'all are going to do now? I mean, literally,
and
ESPN allowed Stephen A. to take. It was literally about 5 minutes today to just talk about Draymond and what Draymond said on Shaq's podcast. It's like, come on, really?
Well,
I can't believe they all have such thin skin. Because as long as the person commenting on you, like you said, is only commenting on how you're playing or how you're behaving on the field or on the court, and that's cool. But I mean, but then the people that they're commenting on, the players, they take it personal, and then they start talking about personal stuff with the other guy. It's like, bro, I'm just commenting, like you said, about what happened on the field or your actions, when you punched Nurkic or when you kicked this guy in the balls or you did this. I'm just commenting on that. So you want me to look at that and say, he's a great guy. Draymond's a great guy, though. No, that's not what we just saw. I mean, yeah, he did look great when he was kicking this guy in the balls. What do you want me to say? You can't be that thin skinned.
Oh, lost D.
We got a conflict with D. Where'd D go?
There you go.
Oh, I'm right here.
But yeah, I mean, you can't be that thin skinned to where I can't even, like I said, mention what you're actually doing. Right. I can see you kicking somebody or punching somebody in the face, and I can't even say anything about it. I just go on like it didn't happen. Come on, man.
Right.
Where the conspiracy thing at, man? I can't find the conspiracy thing.
It's at the bottom on the you got to go all the way down on the brand page.
Yeah, that's where I am. Why I don't see it.
It's at the top. It says it's this one.
What did it say?
X-Files thing.
I want to see that. That ain't no mine. Wow. Anyway,
it's right above the monkey sound.
The monkey.
It's right above the monkey sound.
The monkey.
What's gonna do with that monkey?
The dude's monkey business.
No, it's go down, go all the way down to the bottom where you see the little music icons on the left, and then it says right above
background
monkey
music.
sound. It says the X-Files theme. Yes.
Okay, yeah, it's on background music. Okay, all right, mine was closed. But anyway, So here's my conspiracy theory. I think they're doing this exactly like they doing these rap beefs,
For
all for the money. Because I ain't talking about Donovan Mitchell.
I'm sorry, that was me.
Because and especially ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, it's only so much that y'all can talk about right now. We got the NBA playoffs, right? And you trying to fill 2 hours of time with just the NBA playoffs.
And Bronny James.
And it's only hey baby. It's only two series going on right now.
Say hi, uncles.
Ooh.
Hey girl.
Say how y'all doing.
You look so pretty.
You get that popcorn?
Say thank you. Say yes, I did.
You get that popcorn? But yeah, it's
it's
only 2 series going on right now. So they gotta fill that time up with something. And then you know, when Stephen A talking about what's his name? Draymond being on Shaq podcast. Now you can go pump up Draymond's podcast, you're gonna pump up Shaq's podcast, you're gonna pump up Stephen A's podcast. So it's all about to say they have thin skin, they can't take the criticism. I don't even think that's the issue. I just think that they're milking this thing to try to get more people to come to their podcast because why? ESPN profits, TNT profits, and these people profit themselves because now they got
somebody getting beat back there. Sound like somebody getting beat. What's going on, dude?
That's Tara breaking up ice.
Oh, okay.
So,
hey, but yeah, anybody want to go check on Terry and Terry? Is Terry back there too?
Man, my mother over here. I thought she was watching the game, but the game is watching her.
Oh, okay. I thought they was back there having a battle royal, and you just sitting there like nothing happened. Like, should we call somebody? Or sorry, Rod. Go ahead.
I'm good. That was it.
We just want to make sure D was in a safe space.
Yeah.
There.
Doran looks.
He wasn't gonna be next. That he wasn't gonna be next.
He looks to be okay. But yeah, because at the end of the day, man, ain't nobody. They ain't getting mad about that. They probably on the phone talking about, hey man, I'm gonna talk about you tonight. You can talk about me tomorrow. Come on, man.
Well, if it's working around, then we need to start dissing each other.
We're gonna have some diss tracks. Let's diss some other podcasts.
First off,
right.
Who should we go after first?
Right.
Go after
let's go after
we hit them up
after the pivot.
We gonna hit the pivot right
because they the hottest one going right now.
The pivot.
Lose y'all?
We got you. We got you.
Might not have us.
We can go after what's the knuckleheads?
The knuckleheads.
That's a local local beef.
All the smoke.
That's a local beef. Matter of fact, we ain't got to stay in music. We can go hip hop too. We can go after what's the Mace
Mason Cam.
What's called? Yeah, what's that called?
Oh shoot, I didn't forget.
Mason Cam. We gonna go after them too. So we don't like how Mace said something.
You can't go after the pastor.
Hey, the pastor, he'd be ready to fight.
If you're doing the pastor wrong.
Jason Tatum actually took the ball to the goal, D.
Did he?
Yeah, he got fouled too. It hit the shot. And that's the thing, man, bruh. If he would drive to the goal, there is not a person in the NBA that can stop him.
Exactly. Because he has a 3-point shot already.
I mean, yeah, because you're gonna play him for the 3. You gotta play him for the 3.
And the thing is, he can drive to the hole.
Go to the goal. Look at this. Everybody stopped at the 3. Dudes, man, the whole team, all 5 of the players stopped at the 3-point line.
But look at the guys in the corner, though. Kenny Smith pointed that out the other day, how the guys in the corner, they'll sit there and you just count it off like 14 seconds. They just stand right there in the corner for 14. What kind of offense is that?
Ain't nobody moving, dude. They
Don't go to the pig. Go. I mean,
it's like they playing around the world, man. They standing in the spots for around the world.
I don't
Nobody's moving. At least Indiana got a player in the post. Come on, man.
I'm not a big Missoula fan.
Man, my bad. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you dropped out on.
Now, see, going back to coaches, dudes. If Boston does not win this championship, will Joe Mazzulla be back?
No, he has to go. Joe has to go. I want Joe to go even if they win. I want Ime back.
Ooh.
You know,
that's one of the things
I was about to make a comment, but I was about to say I ain't gonna say it. I ain't gonna go there.
I just don't think that's gonna happen, dudes.
He had a little slippage there, and you know they got him.
Yeah,
they got him on the spot.
Right.
But man, come on, bro. Dude, every play it's 5 D watching the Boston game when you walk out. When your thing cut off on us or what have you. The Celtics.
My thing didn't cut off. It's still here. I still got it.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
Hey, what Boosie said about Dwayne Wade, son? Come on, man. Don't cut his thing off, D Wade. Don't cut his thing off.
Before your signal got lost, sucker. And right now,
don't cut it off.
All 5 players are still. Actually, now they got 1 player that's on the baseline.
But yeah, Kenny Smith pointed that out in one of his illustrations. How you know when they run their offense, they'll do the isolation, and the guys in the corner will stand in the same spot for 14 seconds.
They just stand there. They do not move.
Just without moving at all, D. Just don't move.
That's not move. Everybody just stand there.
And but you know what? Like I said, I noticed they play totally different with Porzingis. Because Porzingis normally, you know, he'll normally post up or he's in a high post. So, you know, it kind of works with him, you know, when he's in there. But
okay.
No.
So this is the thing about that. This is the thing about that too that I noticed. All right. So going back to my whole thing that we talk about the Michael Jordan effect and talking about all of these players who can't play with these other players because they have to, because all of the players that are the great scorers now in the league have to have the ball in their hands, except for a few that they're ball dominant. And that's the thing. And so we talk about how none of these teams, they don't run any plays, they don't run any sets, they don't do any of this. It's just all, you know, pick and roll up top, trying to get a mismatch so they can go one-on-one and so on and so forth. But it's always funny because, again, they're always looking for the next Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan played within an offense.
He won in the structured offense.
Jordan wasn't ball dominant like that. You knew he was going to get the ball, but he was going to get the ball in a set play.
In the set. Yeah,
the point guard, you know, whether it was, you know, Paxson or whether it was Kerr or whether it was BJ, whether it was Harper, they were the ones that dribbled the ball down. Jordan wasn't scoring and handling the ball all at the same time, or Pippen either. Or Pippen bringing the ball down, but they all play within the flow of an offense. These cats can't play within the flow of the offense. They only know how to take the ball and try to go one-on-one and get to the goal or get a foul. And so that's the thing is they all think in many ways that that's what Jordan did because they see the highlights. But that's really not what he did at all. He always played within an offense. But if you needed him to go one-on-one, he could. But that's not the way that the triangle functioned or whatever. He played with an offense that ran plays, and every play wasn't necessarily run for him. They were trying to get other players involved and so on and so forth. For them, the idea of getting the other players involved is as well, I'm just gonna come down and I'm gonna pass it to you and you take a shot. That's how I get other players involved. That wasn't how other players got involved back in the day. They got involved by making the right play, taking the right shot during the set, during the set plays, so yeah.
And then if you look at like you say, if you look at a guy like Luka, if Luka doesn't have the ball, he's not doing anything.
Nothing.
He's
He
just
already
like
ain't playing on defense.
he's like just having a fire hydrant on the court, just standing there, not without a purpose.
Right.
And like you said, I noticed that when I used to coach, AAU 13 and under, I'd always tell the people, the kids, I'm like, you guys have to move around, set picks, just be in constant movement because it seems like these guys nowadays, they're only activated when they have the ball in their hand. So in a video game, you're just stuck and you're frozen. And when you get the ball, then you can move and everybody else is frozen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you have to have energy.
Right.
And then, like you said, the ball is going to find the energy anyway. If you got energy and
Right.
you're moving and cutting and setting picks, the
Right.
ball is going to end up in your hands.
So in the what the thing at? There you go.
Are you trying to?
Oh
Oh God!
Wow.
When the Knicks was playing Indiana, Miles McBride, he had what was
We
it?
talking about Miles McBride, D.
He had 39. He had 39 picks that he gave for Brunson, so Brunson can get loose. I don't think in this Boston game they got 3 picks. They had nobody.
Hartford will come up and set a pick from time to time, and then he'll do a pick and pop.
He might have a 3, but man, bruh, I'm trying to figure out how Boston won so many games with this offense.
They won, I think. It seems like on strictly talent and defense, but like I said, they were totally different with Porzingis because they actually had like a post present, albeit a high post. He like the foul line. They passed it to him, and then he, be the playmaker, passing it out, or he post up using his 7'2" size advantage. But now it's none of that.
But the difference is also too that during the season it's one and done.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to the playoffs, you playing the same team. You got to play the same team at least 4 times.
Oh yeah, and then during the season, it's a lot of sorry teams. So if you're a talented team like Boston, you could feed on those teams.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right, so dudes, game 1 in this Eastern Conference Final, Indiana had a 6-point lead with a minute left to go in the game, and somehow, through all fault of their own, they lost the game.
Yes, they did.
And now in the second game, they down 18 with 7.5 minutes left to go in the game. So, do you think Indiana gave up their one shot of actually having a chance of winning this series?
I would say that because, like I said, Boston is always vulnerable at home, but I think that's going to come back to bite them because I believe Boston definitely will get one in Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Boston plays great on the road, so I mean they play better on the road than they do at home. So if they win at home games, then So I think
for me. Wait a minute. Ask the question again. Let me make sure I heard the question correctly.
With Indiana giving up that game 1, did they give up their one shot of actually winning this conference, these conference finals?
Oh, okay. No, because they didn't have a chance of winning anyway. Basically, by losing that game, that just meant instead of it going 6, it's gonna go 5.
Yeah, I predicted a gentleman's sweep at the beginning of the series.
Or instead of going 7, it's gonna go 6. That they missed the opportunity to win that game. I don't think that they were gonna. I don't think that they were gonna win the series.
Yeah, I think what hurts Indiana is the fact that they're so horrible on defense. You can't really expect to.
and that was the point that I was making the other day in the group. I was like, man, people talking about Indiana winning this game, but for me, what it really showed is that Indiana's defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Because again, if Boston would have just played defense the way that they know how to play defense for longer stretches in the game, they would have won that game easily.
Going away. Yep.
They let Indiana come back into the game, but the fact that Boston still scored 133 points against them.
So Indiana and Boston
that's
trying to fight
normal.
right now.
That's normal essentially for Indiana.
And they just,
they're
doing that. Yeah, they're doing that hold me back jump.
Hold me back. Yeah. But like
that's what it says to me.
The fact that they don't play any defense, I mean, you can't expect to go far. I even would have thought New York would have beat them if they didn't sustain all those injuries,
right.
And New York really didn't have the manpower, and they gave them all the
and they still with the 7 games.
Exactly. And I think, like you said, that was due to the fact of the lack of defense.
Right.
Now, why don't they play defense? I don't understand that, because they have athleticism all over the roster.
Well, so
I don't really understand why they don't play defense, but I know they want to get out and run and whatever. And
I think that's what it is. I don't. Well, their whole philosophy is get the ball, run, and let's score within 6 seconds. That's our whole philosophy, and we gonna outscore you. We're not bigger than anybody. We're not more athletic than anybody, but we might be faster. So they want to get out and they want to run and get more possessions each game. But by doing that,
that's that D'Antoni philosophy.
Exactly. But by doing that, when you speed up the game, you speed up the game for both teams. So the other team got to run just as much as you, and they have, like D said, they have the athletes to play defense, but it's put like this: it's hard playing defense, especially in this series right here, when all they do is come down and everybody stand at the 3-point line to shoot threes. I mean, who you playing defense on?
Man,
it's just look. There's another 3. Oh, he lost the ball, so he had to take it into the goal. And guess what happened? He scored.
Imagine that. A layup.
Imagine that. He scored a layup.
Stumbled into a layup.
Right. So in the end, what did you think about that Dallas, Matt, with game 1 with Dallas and Timberwolves?
Game 1 that
what did that say?
Yeah, I was very excited about that one. Like I said, being a Kyrie fan, and the fact that Anthony Edwards took the challenge, which was kind of noble of the young man. He
lost the challenge.
Honorable to take it was honorable for him to take that challenge. But like we said, you have to be smart with that. It's good to take that challenge, and we always stress, even with the other players like Jason Tatum. Why won't he? If LeBron's killing somebody, why won't he step up and say, "Okay, give me a shot" or something like that? You don't, you don't want to try to expend all your energy guarding him the whole game, But at certain key points in the game, you take that challenge. And I think where Edwards went wrong was he tried to do it for for the whole game.
But is that him or is that coaching? Well, because at some point, the coach needs to change the matchup.
Oh,
and be like,
we say that all the time.
You need to guard so and so. I need
So basically, what you said is the coach needs to coach, right? That's what you're saying. Yeah,
right. But so does that change the series then? But does Dallas change it winning game 1? Does that change the series for you? Does that change what you thought about the series?
I think so.
About who's going to win the series, I should say.
Because it's like this. I thought that Minnesota was going to win the series, but I thought it was going to go 7. I thought it was going to be a straight home series. Each team's going to win at home. And in my opinion, with Dallas taking that game, especially the way they took it. They kept it close. There wasn't a double digit lead by either team in the whole game, so the game was close from beginning to end. They kept it close, and at the end, they don't have anybody that can stop Luka, man. Mm-hmm. They I don't care who you put out there on Luka. They don't have a Luka stopper.
The reason I think that one win didn't make a difference is because I think the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves play such good defense and such hard defense, and we always say, as long as you play hard, you always got a chance.
Oh,
so if Luka has a bad game, everybody's human. They might not seem human, but if he and Kyrie have a bad game, one or the other, and the other guys don't step up, then Minnesota can still win because they play defense the whole game.
So as an update, Jaylen Brown has 37 points in this game. Tyrese Halliburton left in the third quarter with a leg injury. So he's hurt, and that's probably the reason why they're killing them right now. Boston is killing them right now. But I didn't expect anything different. But going back to the Western Conference. So the problem that the Wolves have, they've never been. Well, I'm gonna say never. They haven't been in this spot in 20 years to the finals in 20 years. The coach he hasn't been in this spot. So he made some coaching mistakes. He didn't adjust as well as he should have adjusted. That there's if you know that your best player, your best offensive player, is getting tired because he's chasing around one of the other team's best offensive players, you got to make that switch. Hey man, I need you because I need you to score. Especially
and they could have put Conley on him for a little spell. They could have put McDaniels.
I'm not saying I'm not saying not let him guard him at all, but give him a break, man. Because everybody in the league will tell you that Kyrie Irving is the most is the player with the most talent in the league. All the players will tell you that.
Oh yeah, and the young guy, he really thought he could handle it, but
Ant-Man found out.
Experience is the best teacher.
Experience is the best teacher. And again, like you said, dudes, I admire the fact that he wanted to take that challenge on.
Oh yeah, we love that. Yeah,
that's one of those things that you don't say. You don't talk about it.
As they say, discretion is the better part of valor. But he didn't really say anything though. He didn't go out and say, "I'm guarding Kyrie. I want to guard Kyrie." That's not what he said at all.
He said, "I have Kyrie this series."
Right.
He said, "I have Kyrie this series."
So it's implied that that's what he wants.
Well, for me, what it said was that defensively, when you start thinking about matchups and who he guards on the team, to me, that's what it said to me. Not that he was like, "Oh, I got Kyrie, Kyrie," but
you know what?
Hey, I got Kyrie next round.
Guess what? He didn't have to say.
What? Nothing.
Exactly.
That he did. Yeah, he didn't have to say he had Kyrie. I mean, it's understood. If you understood, okay. Well, normally when we play them, I got him. I don't have to say it because now you got Kyrie's antennas up. Like, oh hey, what's going on? Oh, you want me? So. And
did you watch Kyrie do that TNT interview?
Yeah.
Man, bro, look.
He got his attention.
Look, and that plus I'm really happy that Kyrie is happy now. And it seems like everything I can say everything because nobody has everything in their life in order. But most of the things in his life are in order, and he's in a happy place. And that all he wants to do is just concentrate on playing winning basketball. And he was talking about it last night, man.
A lot of it, is learning through past experiences as well.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
All live and learn.
All of that the troubles that he was getting for stuff that really it had gotten to the point where he could do no right.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
Everything he did, everything he said, everybody tried to find fault in. So
and it had nothing to do with basketball on the court.
Nothing to do with basketball. I was talking to D about it. The other day. You don't hear players in the NBA that played with or played against Kyrie say anything bad about Kyrie when it comes to basketball.
No.
The brother, as far as a basketball player, like I said, he is one of the most talented players in the NBA. And when you have your superstars saying that, you got talent.
Oh yeah. Now he is a different brother now, because now let's not.
Different.
And I think, like I said, a lot of the stuff I think he grew up from. Because remember in Cleveland, he didn't talk to none of his teammates for months, and none of the teammates to the coaches. Then he turned around and did the same thing in Boston. But like I said, he was a young player, and I think he's grown, and now he's matured into a leader. And we got to give everybody that grace.
Right.
So he did have those issues, but other than that,
and that's the leader part. The leader part. He has grown into being a leader. Last night he was talking about how he was telling the players how what to expect and how the series is gonna go, because for the most part those players ain't never been this far. He's been this far and he's won championships. So he was
championship.
Yeah.
Shit.
No S.
Shit. No S. Right.
No S.
Singular.
But he was telling them what to expect and how it's going to go, and he was keeping them focused on what they needed to do.
Oh yeah, he was just updating them and letting them know, hey, at each stage, okay, this is what's about to happen. They're going to go on a run. And like you said, he had the foresight to let them know that from his past experience what they were going to expect.
And then last night, not only did he talk to him about it, when they say don't talk about it, be about it. He came out and was
guns
dominant, just dominant.
Yeah. I think that was it. Yeah, I guess we dominated Rod.
What happened?
But yeah,
so when he was wrong again and decided to leave.
1 second.
You got canceled? What did you say? A cuss word?
What happened?
I think he had the boo-boo. We don't have the Jeopardy theme music, do we?
Oh no, do we? Oh, no.
That would be real nice if we had that. You got the Pac-Man music.
No, my bad. My bad. Good. No. Oh shit! I forgot what the hell we talking about. No, I had a important call that had to come through. But anyway,
yeah, I bet it was.
But yeah, I'm really impressed about. I'm really impressed about
from his intestines and his colon.
No, not there. I'm gonna say that one for later. But yeah, I was really impressed by Kyrie's whole approach to the game, the way he played, and his the after game comments, because he was real. He could have been like, he talked about me, so I had to come out here and show him what. He was like, no, he said I took it as a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
Here he wants to guard me.
Yeah, he wants to take the challenge.
He wants to guard me, so I took it as a compliment.
Thing, so.
Now,
but we all know as competitors, when somebody calls us out.
Now here's the thing though, dudes. Anthony Edwards, everybody and their mama was talking about. Oh, he's the next face of the NBA.
He's the new Michael Jordan.
The new Michael Jordan. This, that, and the other. But the last four games that Minnesota has played, he ain't been the best player on the court.
Well, I mean, you also have to look at it as like you said, these guys have never been there. So like we said, you know, he expended so much energy just getting to this point, you know, not knowing that, hey, you know, I got to leave a little something in the reserve because it's another level I have to go up to.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, when you're young, you think you could do it all. So, and that's what I think it is. And so you know, like you said, the last couple of games, you know, he hasn't had it. What happened to D?
I was checking on my food.
Oh, I heard you breathing. I thought
he
angry
ordered
dad came to get you.
he ordered
I'm just fat and was trying to
Buffalo
walk
hot
up and
wings,
down the
Buffalo
steps.
Wild Wings. You didn't get no vegan wings, did you, D?
I'm fat. I had to walk down the steps and come back up. And my nose stopped up.
That's a 20-minute journey.
And my nose stopped up, so that don't help. Man, my nose always stopped up.
We gotta get that nose fixed, man.
Just let me hit it for you.
Say, man,
I can
just
put it
be
back
quiet.
in place.
Just don't say. Just
I
don't
can
say
put it back
nothing
in
else.
place.
Don't make no more comments or statements. we gonna have to get a pause button.
Let me hit it for you.
Right, pause. We gonna have
let me hit it for you.
Right,
just one little punch, man. One little punch.
That ain't what you said at first.
Right, that ain't what you said at first. Right.
See, y'all be twisting stuff up, man.
Bruh, how we twist anything? That's exactly what you said.
Y'all be twisting. That ain't what I was thinking.
We don't know what you was thinking. We just know what you said.
Hold on. You better know I ain't thinking no stupid stuff like that.
Bruh, you done said all kinds of crazy stuff on this show. So we never know what you be thinking. We just know what you say.
Shit it up.
Let me hit it for you.
Right, let me hit it for you. You as bad as Barkley. When you get banged down low, when the guy's banging you and banging.
Did y'all see Chuck when Shaq called, they put the pictures up, they called him BBL Barkley.
Yeah.
BBL Chucky, that's what he called him, BBL Chucky. It's like, oh man.
Man, those guys are hilarious.
Man, look, bro. It's still not official yet, but it's like 99% done.
Man, I don't want it to end.
If it's bro, I'm going. That is going to be such a herder. If we don't have NBA tonight, man.
Inside the NBA.
Inside the NBA. I'm sorry, inside the NBA. If we don't have inside the NBA, man, that's gonna be a herder, man. This is gonna be a herder. It's those guys. The chemistry with them, man, is just great.
Oh, you can't beat it.
It's just absolutely great. But NBC is already the guy that did the theme song for NBA on NBC from way back in the day. Yeah, they got him redoing it.
But I don't know why TNT still can't do an NBA show.
Exactly.
Well,
they can still do it inside the NBA.
They can still do inside the NBA. As a matter of fact, shoot, when they first started doing inside the NBA, I don't think TNT had that major contract.
Oh, really?
It's been
I thought it was
5 years.
It's been like 30 years, isn't it?
It had TBS and TNT.
It's been a long time. I don't think because how long ago? Because TNT didn't get that big contract where they had all of them games. They didn't have that when they first started. I don't think it was something that they ended up getting.
So TNT got the NBA in 1989.
Yeah, they were just doing like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something. Okay. What was they doing?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Remember that song? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That is 35 years, right?
From 89 is 35 years.
Yeah.
Ooh, y'all.
And do quick math, dudes.
He graduated in 89.
From high school, yeah. Roddy graduated long before us.
Roddy graduated in 79.
Nah,
1879.
Wasn't quite that long. Wasn't quite that long.
Roddy graduated before they had public schools.
But so to the point, D.
It was him, Laura Ingalls, and the rest of the Little House of the Prairie bunch.
And John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.
Y'all so wrong. Y'all so wrong. Dude, y'all won.
Roddy had all his school books wrapped up in that
In
one
towel.
piece of leather. In that one piece of leather.
A leather strap. Remember them little pants they had on the boys had on the Little House of the Prairie, the little cut off the calf muscle.
And them little dusty shoes.
the leather dusty shoes.
Everybody wore brown.
They were like cowhide, wasn't it?
They had no color. Everything was brown and beige.
Oh my
but
okay.
So
sorry.
So to your point, D, they can only do an NBA show if the NBA allows them to do an NBA show.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you mean?
I don't.
If the NBC blocks them if they have the rights, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't be able to show any highlights.
I mean, ESPN did it for years before they had an NBA
but they
contract.
had to pay for the highlights.
Mhm.
Okay, but it's yeah, you pay for the highlights, but it's not like you can't do commentary based upon that's because that's all they do anyway is use highlights on TV.
Yeah, they're not doing the whole game. Anyway.
They're not doing the whole game, so you can still get have you may not be able to get the interviews right after the game. But it's a whole bunch of other networks that have people that be out there interviewing folks. So, they can still get an interview or whatever, after the game.
So then the question would come, would TNT want to have a show how would they do their programming? Because you can't schedule it because you don't know when the game's going to be over. So how would you do your programming?
Yes, you can.
Just schedule it when it's over.
Just like they do now.
But what you gonna have before?
Whatever they regularly scheduled programming was, but
that's what I'm saying. If you show the movies that come on,
but for the
TNT,
most part, those games are not lasting that far beyond a start time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have the occasional, you have the overtime game, the occasional double overtime game or something like that may, mess up your scheduling. But hey, just like they do now, now we'll show you this. And then now here we return to your regularly scheduled program. They do that on every other network.
So if you show the movie, you stop it in the middle of the movie and then say, "Oh, we're gonna go here," and then we'll be back after the show.
They
the
do
movie's
that for
old
every
anyway.
thing. But right, and again, it's not
We've
like
seen this a million times, huh, dudes?
Yeah,
but it's not like they would have to do that every single game every single week. When the game comes on at 7:30, you can start your show at 10 because that's really when the game is going to be over.
Yeah, they interrupting. They're only interrupting like Top Gun and those movies like that.
Right. And then even if they can start the show, they still have a certain amount of time that they can start the show and be talking about the game and so on and so forth. And if it lasts longer, you ain't got to do your interviews till an hour into your program.
Mm-hmm.
Now they wouldn't necessarily be able to do inside the NBA all night like they do now, where it'd be on until 1 o'clock in the morning. They wouldn't be able to do that. Because the part of that programming includes the game, so I don't think they'd be able to do that. You'd have to have some finite period of time. But yeah, I still think that they could still do inside the NBA.
I think the only way it would work is if they do like a pregame.
Because people will watch it. They could do a pregame too.
The halftime cut in.
They do it on Fox. For football.
Well, look at what's his name, D, on NBA TV.
Right.
You know, they do the post game thing or
Right.
whatever like that.
Right, exactly. So they do it for the NFL. They do pregame for shows that don't come on that. So again, if they wanted to continue doing it, I think that they could continue doing it, and people are going to watch.
Mm-hmm.
People are not going to stop watching Inside the NBA. Think of how long it's been on, and think of how
So they're
many
gonna,
Emmys that show has won.
and I think that's the thing that's the question. Or if you watch a game on NBC, are you gonna turn from NBC to TNT to watch the Inside the NBA?
Bro, people do it all the time for the news.
I
Some
am.
people,
I mean, I would. Don't get me wrong, I would.
Right.
But that's the question that TNT is going to be asking themselves.
but people do
So
it for news. Like people
Mm-hmm.
who like the NBC news
over
will
the
change for
NBC,
NBC
yep.
if they watching something else. If they like CBS, if they like Fox, people will do it for the news. So why wouldn't they do it? Hell, people would do it for regular television shows. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't you do it for a show that you like Inside the NBA?
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's just my thoughts. I don't control anything that happens in the boardroom. I wish I'm not making that kind of money. I wish I was, but I think that they can still do it if they wanted to do it.
So here's this the thing. This is the part that makes that's upsetting to me. NBC is offered $2.4 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get the rights. TNT was already paying 2.3. So
That
$100 million,
the extra $100 million.
$100 million. You know,
Do it every time.
you're gonna give up something that brings a lot of people to your channel during the time. They get a lot of people to their channel. Yeah. Which bring the people come to the channel means you can get advertising dollars, this, that, and the other. So I don't I mean it is $100 million, but in the grand scheme of things,
right, in the grand scheme of things,
that's not that much more to pay to keep a product that you make money with.
Well, it's got to be some other concessions that go along with that. It's not just about the money. It's like what that reminds me of is, remember the deal when Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, when he was coming to the Cowboys and he wanted a $14 million signing bonus or $13 million signing bonus. Jerry Jones said, I'm not giving him a $14 million signing bonus. So he gave him $13,999,999. That's what it sounds like to me. If it's only $100 million, again, the difference between 2.3 and 2.4, then it's some other things that are going on, some other incentives, maybe merchandising or something of that nature, advertising the dollars or whatever that's going into why it is that they went with NBC over TNT.
So NBC came and said, "Hey, we want it. We gonna pay for it." But the thing is, TNT. I mean, it's not. I'm sorry, it's not TNT. It's the what is it? Discover. What is it? Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery. That's what's called. Warner Brothers Discovery. They have the right to match this contract, right? So even if NBC, if the NBA decides to go with NBC, go with that bid or whatever, they got the right to match it. And if they don't match it, then everybody lost. I mean, everybody loses. And I really disagree with the CEO of Warner Brothers saying that they don't need the NBA. Because again, this is just I might be the one thing you also have to realize is that not everybody is a sports fan, right?
Oh, yeah.
And there's more things on TNT that people watch than just basketball. It ain't really for me.
Because of what is right?
It ain't really for me. That's like the one of the few things I watch on TNT.
Right. Some of us like to watch Officer and a Gentleman. For the 98th time.
Or Buffy and the Vampire Slayer.
Hey!
Your show, D.
I still watch Charmed. I was a
Charmed.
Buffy.
Oh my
That's it.
God.
I like
show.
Buffy the
You watch
Vampire Slayer
Charmed?
too. Huh? Yeah, I watch Charmed all the
Come on,
time, bro.
That come on early in the morning or something, don't it? Or late at night?
It come on all morning.
It come on early in the morning at like 5. It used to be like 5 or 6 or whatever.
And stay on to like 11.
When I'm flipping around looking for the news.
Well, now Supernatural comes on after
they all the
Charmed
same
or whatever.
to me, man.
But me and Alyssa Milano, we got something special.
You could tell I'm up at that time.
Boy,
I'm flipping around the TV and I see it on there.
Well, I got my picture. When I had a chance to meet her, man, she was just so nice. I got my picture. My picture with her. She was so nice, man. She was really sweet. So
she sucked your blood.
That's what. Nah, she not Buffy. That's the charge.
I was gonna say something more. We gonna get canceled.
The charge.
I was gonna say something. We gonna all get canceled, bro.
Were not vampires. They were witches.
What was you gonna say, right?
No, I ain't going there, bro. I ain't going there.
So
we gonna all get canceled.
She was shout out to Alyssa Milano. She was really, really, really nice to me the time that I met her. She was really cool.
What a picture at, D? You got proof.
I don't have it. I got it on my hard drive. I'm not on my regular computer.
What's wrong with this guy? What's wrong, right?
I'm
on my tablet. It's on my external hard drive that I got.
Well, we know that picture wet.
Nope.
Cream.
Dollar
song go Cream. No, I'm talking about the one with Prince.
Talking about Prince.
Yeah, cream with something on top or something.
Oh man.
So sticking with the NBA contract and that $100 million, which probably is going to go to subsidize the WNBA.
It is.
We have had the start of the WNBA season. Anybody been watching? I know I've been watching.
I've been watching.
Dudes, you've been watching?
I saw one of Caitlin's games.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I've been lately I've been pulled out of the house for various reasons. We won't even mention graduations and other errands and things that
Well, if
I mention, I get in trouble. So
if you watch any WNBA, more than likely it was a Fever game because every game has been on TV so far.
Yeah, I did see that. I saw one of those games. I seen bits and pieces of the other. I think I saw the end of the last.
I mean, the season. It seemed like it's going like the last season went. With the Aces, the Liberty, the Sun, all being at the top. I don't think there have really been any surprises quite yet in terms. I mean, they only played 3-4 games, but in terms of who
Fever only 5, so they played 5 games.
5 games, so considering who they consider to be the best teams, I think the cream is still rising to the top. Those are still the best teams out there. The Sun, the Liberty, and the Aces. That kind of thing. So really, the story has been Caitlin Clark. That's kind of been the one thing that they can really get people interested in watching the WNBA. But I have to ask this question though.
Okay, go ahead.
So did how true do you think Asia Wilson's comments were?
What did she say? I missed that.
Yeah, what she said.
Basically, Asia Wilson said that the reason that the one thing that you cannot ignore in this whole Caitlin Clark thing is race.
Okay, I agree with that. Yeah. And even like Larry Bird said the same thing when he came, and a lot of people were complaining about, because it's a rarity. You know what I'm saying? It's not I can't even say that, D, because there's a lot of white superstars in the WNBA, and it has been. But
well, so
Can't really say that. I just thought about it, because you got Diana Taurasi and all those, the other
You
ones.
got
Stewie,
you got Breonna Stewart. You had Sue Bird. You got Kelsey. You got Kelsey Plum.
exactly.
Now.
And what's the center that came from the number 2 draft pick? What's her name? D?
Talking about Cameron Brink.
She's the one. She's the rookie of the year so far
from Stanford. You got you can go back and start naming white women or whatever who played and were good. Hell, Nancy Lieberman.
Yeah. I won't say
Kim Mulkey.
So saying with that being said, no, I don't really agree with that. It's just being about race. I think
what was she saying about?
I think it's the image. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me go directly because it's on my computer, but since I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it was, it was part of the hype. She dominated in college, and gained a huge following, and everybody just followed her right over. But
they keep following her.
Yeah, but
I mean, literally, they follow her all over the country to watch her play basketball.
Yeah, we can't really say it's just because she's white, because like you said, there's other white superstars in the WNBA, so that can't be it.
I don't. Yeah, and just because she's white, she's not getting the attention just because she's white.
Well, it wasn't.
It didn't hurt though. It don't hurt.
Right. It wasn't necessarily the idea of just because she's white. I actually kind of thought that.
Yeah, because like we're talking about with the Larry Bird, that was a different situation because it's a predominantly black, and then you got a star white player, so that's totally different.
Okay, so this is what she said. She said, "I think it's a huge thing. I think a lot of people may say it's not about black and white, but to me, it is. It really is, because you can be top notch at what you are as a black woman, but yet maybe that's something that people don't want to see. They don't see it as marketable. So it doesn't matter how hard I work. It doesn't matter what we all do as black women. We're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is."
I would have to, based on that comment, I'd have to completely disagree with her stance. Because in this particular case, you're talking about a player, a young lady that broke all of college basketball records in points, 3 points. She broke pretty much.
Technically, she broke NCAA records.
Yeah,
Lynette Woodard, and but
yeah.
But I digress. But
but anyway,
she earned attention. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, she earned her attention. And
Jeanette Woodard is. I'm sorry, I said her name wrong. Jeanette Woodard. Let me say her name correctly.
No, it's Lynette.
I was thinking about.
Yeah, Lynette.
I was thinking about the
Globetrotter.
It's Jeanette. It's I was thinking about
is it Jeanette?
Lynn Whitfield for some reason.
Yeah, Lynette was the Globetrotter.
Oh, okay.
Is it Lynette?
That's the same one.
Yeah,
the same
right.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Lynette Woodard. Okay, so I was right the first time. So you got Lynette Woodard or whatever who went to Kansas, but again, she played before there was an NCAA.
Well, women.
So, but anyway, yes.
But anyway, so
it was before the NCAA started, before women's basketball became a part of the NCAA. Women's, they were the AIAW or something like that. Some weird name. I have to look it up. But anyway, go ahead. My bad.
But whatever the case, the records that were on the books, she broke them.
Right.
Whatever it was, records on the books, she broke them. And in the process, because of the social media and the fact that there's a lot more eyes,
social media,
a lot more eyes on the leagues now. She built a following. She built a huge following, and these people, like we just said, they follow her everywhere she goes. All the schools, whatever. So the all of the accolades and all of the things that have come to her, she sure enough deserved, and she's the one that created those stuff because of her play, and it had nothing to do with the fact that she's a white girl at all. It had to do with the fact that she is a great basketball player.
Yeah, and
to you're diminishing all of the things that she did by saying, "Oh, it's because she white." And what was the last statement she said? She said, "I'm talking about Asia Wilson. Are you drinking something?"
Oh shoot!
That last statement that she said. Reread that for me.
I closed it.
Where she was talking about, she take offense to it, blah blah blah, something. YD looking.
But yeah, like I said, she earned a following, and then you have to look at, we're in days of social media and technology.
Yeah, she says they don't see it as marketable, so it doesn't matter how hard I work. It doesn't matter what we all do as Black women. We're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is.
All right, so right there, the fact to say it boils my blood because Black women are not marketable. It had nothing to do with Black women not being marketable. It had to do with the fact that the WNBA was not marketable.
Yep.
Right. Caitlin Clark is bringing marketability to the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. Yeah. Now the WNBA has charter flights. They had Go ahead, D.
No. I was going to say it's one of those things. I kind of understand where she's coming from because it reminds you of when Larry Bird came into the league, right? What did people think about the NBA before Larry Bird got there? That is a bunch of black.
It was too black. It was too black.
It was too black. It was a bunch of cokeheads, cokeheads playing basketball. That's why it was always on tape delay, so on and so forth. So Larry Bird, being the white guy who can play this game that's been dominated by Black men, brought the mainstream essentially.
And I gotta say, not to cut you off, D, but he gained the gathering from college as well.
Yeah.
To the NBA. Yeah. It's kind of like Kate.
Yeah. And think about it. He from Indiana. Again, the hick from French Lick or whatever, right? So what he brought to the NBA, he could play. And so it's not the idea that Caitlin can't play, it's not the idea that Larry Bird can't play. It's the idea that they brought these mainstream people with them. And when I say mainstream, I mean white, because we have to understand that Black people only make up 13% of the US population. The other 65% are white folks. So what Caitlin has done is kind of the same way. The WNBA is 70% Black women. Now, one of the arguments that they made in the article, I think it came out of Yahoo, they were talking about how Caitlin Clark signed a signature shoe deal that Breonna Stewart, Elena Deladon, and Sabrina Ionescu all white in a league that's 70% Black as the only players with their own Nike kicks. Okay. However, Cheryl Swoops was the first one to have a women's signature shoe with Nike. So in a way, it's kind of like it kind of blows your argument out the water in a way. With this particular article that was on Yahoo. But what Caitlin Clark did is she brought a whole different area of maybe area is not the word I'm looking for, but she brought a whole different following to the WNBA. So just like Larry Bird brought these mainstream folks. She's bringing these mainstream folks. She's from Iowa. She's born and raised in Iowa.
Mhm.
Those are the people that, you know, that kind of casual fan or whatever. But so again, a big part of the reason that she's getting all this attention is because she's white. And I think that's what. So I'm not going to say that's what Asia. I'm not going to say that's what Asia Wilson is saying. I'm not going to say that's what Asia Wilson is saying. But I understand where she's coming from in terms of thinking that this has nothing to do with race as far as the people that she's bringing with them to watch the NBA. Yes, it has a whole lot to do with race because none of these people were watching before when Asia Wilson was winning, when Cheryl Swoops was winning, when Candace Parker was winning. You know, none of these people were watching then. But all of a sudden, here comes the white girl from Iowa, and now she brings all these people with her. But at the same time, what also blows the argument out of the water is because it's not as if Breonna's, unlike Larry Bird, Caitlin Clark, again, as we were just saying, isn't the only white star in the WNBA. She wasn't the only she's never been the only white star basketball player. You had a Diana Taurasi before her. You had you know, Breonna Stewart. You had a Sue Bird. You know, you had all of these other white women who could play that are in the league and can play. So while I understand where she's coming from, in many ways, it's hard to kind of completely agree because of the fact that you've had other white stars. Again, Elena Deladon, whose game I love. You had all these other white stars before. So hold on, I'm going to get my food. If you understand where I'm coming from.
So
is that what's the name at the door? Is that Asia at the door?
So here's the issue that she has when you talk about marketability, right? Marketability. Asia Wilson has 924,000 followers on Instagram.
Caitlin Clark got 23 million.
Exactly. So as a corporate entity, who am I gonna put my money behind? Someone with 1 million followers or someone with 23 million followers? And I don't even know what it, let me see what she
I don't know how many it is. I was just making up something.
Yeah, but I want to see what she actually has. Caitlin Clark.
And then, you know, my other take is 23
million, D.
See, there you go.
Oh wow. I was literally taking a guess. I need to go play the lottery.
So
and then the thing about it is it's not like you know, she's bringing attention to the league itself. I mean, of course she's bringing it, you know, with her, but you know, other eyes are going to be on, you know, the other players as well.
Right. Now,
so that's bringing more money. There's, you know, maybe
more money for everybody else.
Yeah, more money for everybody else. So just sit back and ride the wave.
It sounds like jealousy because it sounds like why didn't I get this? Why didn't I get this? I won this. I won that.
She's the MVP and she got 2 championships. You know, why do I not have all the endorsements? Where's my signature shoe? That's what she asking.
Right.
That's what's boiling her blood. Where's my signature shoe?
And it's not fair. But guess what? Life ain't fair.
Life ain't fair. But again, she's not bringing to the table what Caitlin Clark is bringing to the table. So, and you can, I mean, and again, I don't think the only color in this whole situation is the green. That, in my opinion. Now I could be wrong, which I probably am, but in my opinion, the only thing that's out there, the only difference is the color of that money. You're not bringing me as much green as Caitlin Clark is.
Well, not the color, the amount.
The amount. You're not bringing the money as one of the Caitlin's money is darker green because she got more of it. So,
What you eating? D? Is that some pizza sticks or something?
No, some
it's vegetable, whatever it is.
I don't know, some fish sticks.
What kind of fish sticks?
From Applebee's.
Oh, some vegan fish sticks.
I ain't vegan. What are you talking about? I ain't never been vegan. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Johnny had me eating some spicy, was it Brussels sprouts?
Spicy cauliflower?
Yeah, cauliflower. That's what it was.
And dude was killing it.
Sure was. Pan them up.
Dude was killing it.
Johnny had the chicken wings too. Then he had
he had the vegan chicken wings.
The cauliflower wings.
Yeah,
they was vegan.
I didn't have those.
Yeah, that's all he said. Vegan chicken wings. I don't know how you make vegan chicken wings, but they were vegan chicken wings.
Cauliflower with cauliflower. I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah, right. Look at Rodney's stomach. Do you think he know what they make them wings out of?
It ain't chicken, so I don't want it.
He never. I don't think he ever saw one.
Right.
But yeah, so
at least I saw him on Johnny's plate.
And what you do is, man, it's one of them things where look, she's bringing more attention, more money, which is more money for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If the you know, they base the salaries off of the players get a percentage of the revenue. So if Caitlin Clark and her 23 million people are bringing more revenue into the WNBA, guess what? That means everybody gonna make more money.
That's the way I look at it.
Right.
So I'm gonna sit back a year or two and see if I'm gonna eat more, if I'm gonna get more money.
So, I mean, you can, if you want to, you can put race into any situation if you want to. And this is just one of those situations where I think she just wants to put race into the situation. So,
like I said, I understand, but I think that there are other things that come in that kind of really contradict what it is, the statement that you're making.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just too many things that, you know, she kind of wasn't taking into account. I do understand where she's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but again, what that would say is that there has never been a Sue Bird, a Diana Taurasi, and a Lena Deladon, a Sabrina Ionescu. You're almost negating that those women never existed.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, that these great white women basketball players did not exist prior to Caitlin Clark, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it boil their blood that Caitlin Clark is bringing all these people and getting all this attention?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah,
It seemed Diana Taurasi seemed like she was a little upset. But
yeah,
you know,
I think a lot of it do. But yeah, and then also, you know, you have to look at it, you know, if it wasn't just that, you know, with a rookie coming in, getting all the publicity, you know,
I think that's what it is.
They're going to naturally be upset too. On top of that,
think about the fact that ain't that the exact reason why the NBA instituted a rookie salary scale and the NFL instituted a rookie salary scale, because these rookies was coming in, getting paid, getting all this money, and the veterans wasn't getting nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they was coming in with all this hype and getting all this money, and then more than half of them weren't panning out, and they left with all this money. Right. So
Ben Simmons got a second contract.
The veterans was hating.
He got a second contract, dudes.
Is he gonna play this year, man?
And not with that purse he was wearing the other day. So I don't know. Maybe
he had some what he had surgery on his back, his lumbar. Maybe he had some extra lumbar or whatever in there, some spinal fluid or something in that bag.
D killing them fish sticks.
Yeah, he making us hungry. I got an oatmeal pie over here.
I told you I was hungry.
Right, normally got some wings and some chips and stuff over there.
I got my chips right here. My chips all night.
At his disposal.
All right, D. Let's change it a little bit. Talk about this quick.
That was one of my topics that I had. I mean, what's to say? I mean, I think probably the most interesting thing about OTAs is who didn't show up.
And that's the biggest part about it. Who didn't show up?
T. Higgins.
None of the receivers that's looking to get a contract showed up.
Who CeeDee Lamb,
CeeDee
T.
Lamb,
Higgins,
and Jefferson in Minnesota.
Oh, Justin Jefferson didn't show up. Oh, but they gonna sign Justin Jefferson.
But he ain't show up. And that's the thing. With players like Justin Jefferson, what are you waiting on? Because the longer you wait, the more it's gonna cost you. You already know you're gonna sign him. Like you just said, you know they're gonna sign him. So why are you waiting? So that's the issue. The Lions had that same issue. They knew they were gonna sign. They knew they were going to sign the quarterback. Wow. What's the quarterback? Jared Goff. They knew they were going to sign Jared Goff. So first, they were going to wait. Let's wait till we get closer to the start of the season. Well, you got quarterbacks like Dak Prescott who should sign, probably will sign, but who knows if he's going to sign at this point, because Jerry Jones don't know what he's doing. But anyway, you got him. You got Tua. You had Burrows has the highest contract right now, but you got him. You got Tua. It's like two other quarterbacks that are up for re-signing. But what all agents do is, whoever gets the highest contract, then I need to beat that contract. Well, he signed for this much, I need to beat that contract. So all you're doing is getting further and further into your salary cap by waiting. And sometimes, like you said, D, it's the agents that say, well, wait a minute, we're gonna wait because we know CeeDee Lamb got to sign, and I'm better than CeeDee Lamb. So I'm gonna wait for CeeDee to sign, and then I can get more than what he got. So
yeah, but the Bengals are Bengaling. They're not about to pay T. Higgins.
No, they're not. And but
because they know they got to sign Jamar Chase.
Is he a free agent or a restricted free agent?
He might be restricted because he just hasn't signed his franchise tender.
Franchise. He's a free agent, and they franchised him. That's what it was.
He hasn't. He won't sign the tender. He won't sign it.
Yeah, which means, so the difference between T. Higgins and CeeDee Lamb is CeeDee Lamb can get fined if he decides to miss training camp, but T. Higgins doesn't have a contract.
No matter what, you had to bring up one damn Cowboys. The Cowboys again.
Shut up. Shut it up.
Cowboys and the Knicks.
Shut it up. Hey, but I'm not talking about the Cardinals tonight, so it ain't nothing to talk about with the Cardinals. But anyway, but OTAs, like I said, these is interesting. Because they don't do anything to get a chance. The rookies can't even come out there and play because if they haven't signed their contracts yet.
They haven't signed, so they just standing around.
They can't even get on the field. So it's really you don't look into nothing until the mandatory stuff.
Who was it? I heard somebody. I think it was Shefty. I heard him say it's May 22nd, not August 22nd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it ain't nothing. Don't nobody. It's cool to look at stuff because at this point, every fan base think their team can win, except in Carolina.
Yeah, guess who we always think, who we know always think they're gonna win.
Cowboys gonna
win. Right? See, the Cowboys again.
Delulu.
Hey, but you got the toughest division, D.
Yep. Yes, we do.
So anyway, fellas.
I got a question. Yeah, actually, I do have something else.
Go ahead.
What's up with this Marvin Harrison suit.
Oh, so
Fanatics is suing Marvin Harrison.
Fanatics is saying that they had a NIL deal with Harrison while he was at Ohio State, where he was supposed to sign some memorabilia that they would be selling. Well, they're saying that he never signed the memorabilia, so they're suing him for that. But Harrison is countersuing, saying that the contract was illegal or whatever. So it's just a.
I thought that it's because he hasn't signed the NFLPA deal.
No, so this is from that's so the second part of my comments. It's not that he didn't sign the NFLPA thing. Is that's different. That's
Okay.
so the NFLPA can give their to use his likeness in like for
commercials
Madden,
and stuff.
for like Madden or whatever. So he can't be in Madden until he signs the agreement with NFLPA. But Fanatics is trying. They want to put out his Arizona jerseys, but he's not, because he hadn't signed the other stuff. They can't even put out the Arizona jerseys. So they're just trying to basically they don't want anything from him. They just want to be able to use his likeness like they were supposed to in the first place.
They just want to make sure they can still make the money off of him that they plan to make.
But Harrison is unprecedented what he's been doing. Everybody signs with the NFLPA agreement because everybody wants to be in that Madden game, right? But he's like, well, no, I'm not signing that. His thing is, they get relatively little money from Madden to be in. They get
like a one-time payment or something, don't they?
But it's not a whole lot,
right? Yeah, because we calculated it once that it was like for the college game we calculated
like
it and it was like $600 or something.
Yep. But what he's saying, he's like, look, y'all gonna have to negotiate directly with me in order to put me in this game. So he's looking for
kind of like Michael Jordan with the 2K.
And the thing is, if I'm Madden, I got all the other players. If I don't have you, I'm straight.
But if I give it to you, then I got to give it to others.
And that's the thing.
You'll be Martin Hardison on the game.
Number 88.
Right. Yeah, those are number 88.
You don't own that number. You don't own it. They're gonna have his number with a different name.
Right.
Gonna have all his stats. Won't look like him. He'll probably be a white dude.
Right. Right.
Right. Be an Asian guy. An Asian guy.
You'll have to go in and change everything in order to be able to put him in.
So
because it'll still have
what was the Jordan one called? What was it called? Player? Was that what he was?
Player 23.
NBA Live. Yeah, player 99 or something.
Was it 99?
Yeah, it was 99.
But yeah, so at the end of the day, if I'm EA, I'm not bowing down because just what dude said. If I bow down to you and give you that, I'm gonna have to give it to everybody.
Yeah, there's other people that's more worthy, of getting that special money than he is.
And you a rookie and hadn't done nothing? Nah, exactly. Bro. Nah,
players that's got years in the game, stars.
But the other funny part about that thing is he's the first player to sign his NFL contract. He already signed with the Cardinals. So he wanted some money.
Yeah.
He wanted some money.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, he ain't stupid.
But again, sometimes you overvalue your worth. And yeah, you might be one of the the better players in the draft, but you're still a rookie. You've done nothing in the NFL, and you're dependent on somebody else getting you the ball. No, you're not a quarterback. You don't have the ball in your hand all the time. You know, if Williams decided in Chicago that that's what he wanted to do, okay, he got the ball in his hand all the time, so he has a chance to do some stuff. You don't have the ball in your hand. You got to get.
But see, I disagree because the modern NFL has made the wide receiver position the second most valuable position. Well, in the top three of the most valuable positions in the league, right? It's the most valuable positions are quarterback,
left tackle,
rush in, and then
quarterback,
receiver. Right. Those are the ones. But the receivers, because of the nature of the game, it's what's given these receivers all this leverage that they have lately. And so he's like, if I'm this great prospect, wide receiver prospect that y'all say I am, well then he's using that leverage. I mean, just think, he didn't go to the combine, he didn't do any of that kind of stuff, right? But
didn't work out, didn't do physical.
He didn't do any of that, right? So he's basically saying, before I even go out here and play, y'all seen me play, so acknowledge that, and then we'll work from there. So he's using as much leverage as he has right now, because again, getting these contracts and getting all of this stuff, these deals, whether it's a shoe deal, whether it's Fanatic, it's all about leverage. What kind of leverage do you have? And that's what he's doing right now. He's using all of the leverage that he has at his disposal to get paid right now. And then if he plays up to his potential, then he'll have even more leverage in the future. That's what I see him doing.
I hear you. It would be different if you had a whole bunch of folks competing to pay you, right? But you got Fanatics out there. If you don't go to Fanatics, you know, for your memorabilia, then you gotta go to
Mitchell and Ness. You got,
yeah. But how much is Mitchell and Ness is not doing a whole lot anymore. The one company,
Mitchell Ness still does a lot.
No,
I just bought some Mitchell and Ness stuff the other day.
No, I'm saying not for specific players. They don't have contract with specific players.
Okay.
They had a contract with the league, but not with the specific players. But what he said, what he'll do, you won't find any Marvin Harrison, nothing on Mitchell that Mitchell and Ness have made, right? Because he didn't sign with them. He didn't sign with the NFLPA, so they can't they can't license his name out or whatever. So basically, whoever he decided to go with, that's the only place you're going to be able to get his name and jersey together. You can't even buy right now. You can't even buy his jersey in Arizona because he hasn't signed the agreement to let you use his name and likeness. So I understand he wants to leverage, but sometimes, just like a lot of coaches, you overthink your situation, and you overvalue like I said, you overvalue your worth, right? I wish nothing but the best for the brother. I hope what he's doing, leads to him just blowing up and making the most money any rookie receiver has ever made.
Oh yeah, you want everybody to get all they can get. But at the same time, you have to be realistic about it.
I just don't think that realistic. Like you said, realistically, I don't think it'll work. All right, last topic, D. Because they got it on Sports Center right now.
What happened? I was talking about Scotty Scheffler.
I'm putting it up right now. Scotty Scheffler. During the PGA last week was arrested on the second day, trying to get into the golf course. There was a pedestrian accident where he did hit him. Okay. There was a pedestrian accident where a man lost his life by being hit by a bus. And the police were out there 5 o'clock in the morning, and they had the traffic blocked. Scheffler was trying to get on the grounds so he can do his routine, so he can play. Because what was he in? Second place? No, he was third place at that point at the time.
Who, Scheffler? Yeah, he was in third. Yeah,
he was in third at the time, trying to get there so he can do his regular routine, his regular warm up, and be ready for the day. Try to go around the traffic on the shoulder, and in a quote unquote misunderstanding, was arrested, taken into custody and arrested, and but he did make it back in time to actually play in the second round. So D found out today that the police officer that arrested Scheffler was reprimanded disciplined rather, because he did not wear his body camera during the incident. Right?
Uh-huh.
So there was no video of Scheffler actually dragging the man 20 yards down the side of the road as was first reported.
Right.
All right. So me being the fair person that I am, and I always admit when I'm wrong, I did jump to conclusion with Scotty Scheffler and wanted to crucify him because of what was being reported. So now, I'm taking a step back and waiting for more information to come out. But just based on the fact that the officer was not wearing his body cam, what do you think should happen now? Should they go ahead and drop these charges? They do have some video that shows the officer banging on the window of the car, but they don't have anything showing where he was quote unquote drugged 20 yards on the side of the road.
Well, I feel like this. He's not above the law. If him not stopping or whatever it is something that is punishable, let him pay the fine and move on. But this whole second degree assault on an officer that's a felon, that's a second degree felony, it's like, come on, stop. But if there are other things that he was guilty of, he should be held responsible for those things and pay the fines, because I'm quite sure it's something that he wouldn't have to go to court for, that he can send his representative and he can pay the fines. I'm sure that's as Simi once said in Coming to America, do not take my pocket change. That's pocket change to him. Matter of fact, that's money that he probably keeps in his glove compartment. Exactly, for what those fines would be. But again, it doesn't put him above the law. If he broke the law, he should be held responsible for it. But come on, all of that other stuff about the second degree assault and all of that, it's like, come on, man, stop.
So the more, because we haven't talked about this since that day, but the more information came out, to me, I was thinking that the officer was trying to set up a civil lawsuit against Scheffler by saying that he had all these bruises and abrasions from being drugged 20 yards, this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
But then all of a sudden, you did all this, and then it came out, oh, my bad, I didn't have my camera on at that time. Right? Conveniently, you didn't have your camera on at this particular time. So,
Right.
the thing about it, like I said, if he actually did the stuff that they claim he did, then by all means, he doesn't deserve. And this statement should be a statement heard by one Donald J. Trump. If you did the crime, you need to do the time. Right?
Right.
No one should be above the law when it comes to any of these matters. But at the same time, I do think they went to the extreme with the assaulting of the police officer, and,
right?
Drumming up the charges,
stuff. Yeah, that.
Right.
But the thing is,
but that's what they do, though.
Yeah, they always do that.
Well, here's the thing. I think they bought because the dude made such a big deal out of it and immediately put him in handcuffs and put him in the car. I think they made such a harsh decision at that time that they couldn't go back. They had to follow it through, which means now I got to take you downtown. Now I got to, take your fingerprints, give you mug shots, all that good stuff. But But at the same time, I'm gonna get you back in time so you can play your golf rounds.
Right.
You going for 2 hours. I don't know anybody that got arrested and released in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That they tried to accommodate.
Especially with a felony.
Yeah, it's a felony, but we're gonna go out our way to hurry up and accommodate you. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, but I think
to make sure you can go play golf.
It's one of those things where we here now. We gotta follow through. We gotta finish it.
They couldn't walk it back.
Like we can't walk it back. And now they trying to walk it back, but can you? Now it really looks bad. It looks horrible on the part of the Louisville Police Department, because here you got Louisville's the same place where
Breonna Taylor
got killed, where and they didn't have a body camera and all this stuff. So that was supposed to be anytime you're on duty, you're supposed to have this
mandatory body camera.
Yeah, anytime you go on duty, you're supposed to have this body camera on.
Right.
But just conveniently, this particular time, you don't have your body cam on. So at this point, to me, it's much to do about nothing. It will go away. All the like I said, the impeding traffic and all that stuff. I think he's gonna pay a fine because that's just a $200 ticket. But that assaulting of a police officer and all that good stuff, I don't see that going. Well, without the proof that he actually assaulted them, I don't think that's going anywhere.
Right.
So, but yeah, like I said, at the time it happened, I was mad because I thought they were giving him preferential treatment at that particular time.
Rodney called that man everything but a child of God.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, was yelling at me in the car.
I was told that the man told him to stop, and he went anyway. That's what I was told by the reporters that were there. So they lied to me. I took their word.
So you believe mainstream media?
I did. I did. I should
believe everything they say to the letter, my brother.
Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
It's all fake news.
It's all fake news.
So, but yeah, at this point, man, Scotty, just go out there and play golf. And they messed him up. They really messed him up. He did well on Friday, but
and Saturday too. The day he got arrested. Oh, I'm sorry. The tournament starts on Thursday.
Yeah, It was Friday. He got arrested.
Yeah,
He did well on Friday.
He played well
know?
on Friday too, but Saturday.
Yeah, but after the tournament, you get a chance to sit down and think about all the stuff that happened, and he's human, man. That stuff can get to you,
right?
So,
and the crazy part about this whole thing, though, is that it really it's interesting that this is what you remember, and not the fact that Xander Schauffele won the tournament on a birdie on the 18th hole.
It was 21 under.
Right, it was 21 under. But that literally he was the leader. He led the tournament from wire to wire.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, he wins the tournament because Bryson DeChambeau had a wonderful moving day, and on Saturday and Sunday, DeChambeau was just lights out, right? But Schauffele wins his first ever major by needing a birdie. Again, not par. He needed a birdie on the 18th hole.
On the 18th hole.
He was literally the last person coming up 18. He won the tournament on his very last shot of the tournament. And this whole thing that happened with Scheffler really overshadows a wonderful tournament and how well Xander Schauffele played all weekend.
So anyway, it's been wonderful, guys. We talked about a whole lot of stuff, mainly basketball.
Because that's what's happening right now. So.
That's what's going on right now.
Right.
So, but we want to thank each and every one of you for listening to us for these few minutes that we give you each and every week.
And remember, Rodney,
thank the Pacers for beating the Knicks.
Right.
Shit it up.
And please remember that Rodney had to admit that he was wrong. Let's make sure we keep that in mind.
That's the most important takeaway from this whole podcast.
And it's recorded. It's literally on tape. It's on camera. Recorded.
Listen here.
Although I'm sure he's gonna edit it out.
I don't mind admitting when I'm wrong. Now, G will go to the grave not admitting that he wrong.
Well, that's because it doesn't happen very often.
It very often is every week. So, but anyway, we want to thank each and every one of you for joining in with us. We do not take your following lightly. We appreciate you each and every time. What they do?
All 20 of y'all.
10 of us. I knew D was gonna say it. I was waiting on it.
I don't care how many it is. They listening.
Yeah, at least we only have to send out 10 Christmas cards.
Exactly.
10 Christmas cookies.
Who made the Christmas cookie?
Ooh, who made the Christmas cookie?
Who made the Christmas cookie?
The
biscuits. I think those are biscuits.
The biscuits.
Ooh, he both said it loud too. Ooh, who made the Christmas cookies?
Those are biscuits.
Those are biscuits.
Those are biscuits.
Rather hard biscuits.
The biscuits were
crunchy biscuits.
The biscuits
was flat. They didn't rise. Still, I rise or not.
And then, but the funny part was, it wasn't even Christmas; it was Thanksgiving. Bo was like, "Who made the Christmas cookies?"
Stop it, D.
You got right.
You're trying to choke me.
Oh,
you're trying to choke me, man. I'm trying to say goodbye to the people, man. You're
Pause. Pause. You're trying to choke him.
Listen. Hey, y'all. Stop it. Stop it.
He's still choking.
Stop it. Hey, we're gonna let D keep laughing. We want to thank y'all for joining in with us this week. In case you haven't done so already, or if you would like to call your friends and family and tell them to do the same thing. But press that like button, press that subscribe button, press that follow button. Send dudes the money,
please.
And if you do all that, we'll be back next week. We hope y'all liked what we had to say tonight, but if you didn't,
Kiss it.
And guess what, y'all?
We
out.
Don't blame it on sunshine. Don't blame it on moonlight. Don't blame it on good times. Blame it on the boogie. Don't blame it on sunshine. Sunshine. Moonlight. Moonlight. Boogie's got me in a super trance. Sunshine. Moonlight. Yeah. Good times. Boogie. You just got that sunshine, yeah. Moonlight, good times, good times.
To everybody in East Boogie, to all my peeps here in Lawton, and back on to the illy and everywhere. Let's do it, y'all. Whether evading the smoke or debating with folk, they creating the quotes that's making us woke. When the sports world is sleepy on the daily or the weekly, get it, Mouse One, Ride D, Kid, Deuce, and Geechee. From hardwood to diamond, QD to rhyming, on the up or declining, and all out shining, even on the ice grinding. A world record timing when the athlete or team moment really is defining. If the stats that deal or facts on deals, these cats chat real about the track and field. Plus the ring can prove all chords and courses, from unsigned players to stars with endorsements who wanna got deep. Teams that stop streets, who get in the dust and who own the hot seat for the movies and the oldies. Yo, they got the goodies, wanna know what's going on, rock and blame it on the boogie. Yep, 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 blame it on the boogie. Click that link and subscribe. That's what it is. God bless.